and my actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center! Go! 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 We're out of here! We're out of here! Say ya, playa!
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time is here. I frankly can't believe it, but here we are, Game 3 of the Carter Cup Finals, and for the second year in a row, it marks the end of the 2024 Dan Wilkins Broadcasting baseball season. It's hard to believe that it was over 100 days ago, and almost 200 days ago, back in February 24th, when we had our first baseball games of the year in a doubleheader versus Immaculata. That was with Rutgers Camden, all the way over at the Camden Athletic Complex. And it's insane to believe that we've made it this far with this much work, and it's all culminating right here at the picturesque Alcyon Park. I'm Dan Wilkins with my producer Vincent Folk tonight, and this has been an exciting Tri-County series. We've seen a handful of series in this playoff circuit go to a third game, but none as intense as what we've seen in the last couple of days. Obviously, both nights were under the threat of either too hot of weather or too wet of weather. And tonight, we've just got the wet. These guys are going to try to play through what we have. I mean, it's not raining right now, knock on wood. It's been misting a little bit back and forth for the past hour since when I got here at 5:30, but they're going to play through, and they're going to make sure that all 7 innings of baseball are played tonight. And there's no rain-shortened games here in the Tri-County playoff circuit. You've got to play all 7 innings, even if that means you have to pull a 2008 Game 5 and play 48 hours later. But Billy Rice is getting the start for the Cherry Hill Pitman Club. There was some rumors flurrying around that we were going to see Chris Rollins on the hill after he already threw 100 pitches in Game 1. Because guess what? I mean, he's 36. He's got nothing to lose. So that's not what happened, but Billy Rice is going to be getting the start for CHP tonight. Meanwhile, Haddonfield and the Roughriders are getting Dane Sammartino on the hill of Immaculata now, formerly, of IUP now, formerly of Haddonfield, but you know, look, Sammartino, he's been here before. He pitched in the semifinal versus CHBR, and he's the person that single-handedly won the Roughriders that series over the regular season champs. He pitched great, he pitched to contact, and he made sure that no batter was in his way. He took care of it himself. We'll have starting lineups and first pitch in a moment as we have a monumental season closer on the line here. 95 baseball games is what DWB has covered from February 24th all the way to August 7th. It's hard to believe 95 games later, we're right here. We'll be right back with more in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, Cherry Hill Pitman rolling out Billy Rice for Game 3. The former Philadelphia Phillies and Chicago White Sox minor league outfielder getting the start here in Game 3 for Kip's bad guys as they look to take down the Roughriders and look to prevent the Roughriders from winning back-to-back championships. Rice, the utility-man who can really do it all, a .437 average at the plate, but a 3.06 ERA in 16 innings, just 3 appearances, 2 wins, 1 loss, and a 1.25 whip. The first pitch of Game 3 is floated down the right field line for Luke Lesh, who makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And this might be a matter of who can pitch to contact the best. This just might be a deal of who can pitch to contact the best. I mean, it's really no secret that, Rice is not a pitcher by trade. Obviously, in both games 1 and 2, played in center field. Gets a strike called there against Eric Sabato, the left fielder. Let's take a look at that Roughriders lineup here, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement as a tapper foul. For Jake Swerdloff and his Roughriders tonight, we've got ourselves a starting 9 of Shane Daly in center field, Eric Sabato in left, Shea McKenna of McDaniel College in right field, Ian Murphy at first base, Jake Swerdloff of UMass at the DH, Danny Vasquez of Rutgers Camden at second base. Another 2 Rutgers Camden guys, Andrew Brown at third and Evan Carbone behind the dish, and Sean Perkins at short. Really, the only changes for CHP in terms of their lineup tonight is that William Cavender is in left field, John Wallace behind the dish, taking over for Lou Alvarado. First pitch temperature is 73 degrees in the first week of August. I don't know how we manage that. I mean, a light mist, but we are somehow doing quite good for ourselves. That's a foul ball down the right field line. Count is 2-2 with 1 out. Scott Shaw in center field tonight. He started in left in games 1 and 2. Montana Millward in right, and no Austin Lay after he suffered an injury that took him out of game 2. He tweaked his knee. He had some tape around his knee, and he has a uniform on, so the rumor mill says that he will be available off the bench, but not starting tonight for CHP. And, the fact that you are missing probably your best defensive outfielder in Billy Rice with him being on the mound, and then you've got, William Cavender out there as well. Not an easy predicament for these guys. So here is Shea McKenna after the walk to Sabato. That'll be a strike call. Third batter of the frame here for the Roughriders. And a runner on first, another strike called, and it's 1-2. See, Rice is the kind of guy that he just likes to throw to contact, and he doesn't exactly have the best velocity out here, and like I said, by trade he is a center fielder, and yet he is getting the start in the penultimate game of this entire Tri-County season. I mean, months of work from Memorial Day, even before that, all the way to what we have now. It's incredible to see the progress that has been made, the evolution that takes place with these teams over the course of a few months. Throw over to first, not in time. And Rice still with a 2-2 count. 1-2. Shea McKenna, the right fielder out of West Deptford, now of McDaniel College, takes that one, and it's 2-2. Remember, the Roughriders, the reigning champions from last season, would be looking for their 5th league title. And there is strike 3. McKenna down on strikes, and that is out number 2. Here is Ian Murphy, older brother of Jack Murphy out of Lackawanna College. Here comes the throw down to second. It beat him, and he is safe. Stephen Massaro disagreeing with that call vehemently, but he gets in there at second base. And a stolen bag puts the Roughriders in business with a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss again. Of course, last year, Game 1 of the Carter Cup Finals was rained out. I'll never forget it. The players were warming up on the field, and here's a ground ball out toward short. Gonzalez is there. Throw across the diamond is in time, and the side is retired. Roughriders leave a runner on second, and Cherry Hill Pitman looks to get to work on the offensive side of the ball. It is no score. Sitting up there in the press box, there's league coordinator Bill Kohut and social media intern Katie DeGeppe as Billy Rice, the pitcher and DH, with a first pitch swing and a first pitch foul. It's 0-1. Dane Sammartino, the right-hander, delivers that one low, 2-0. To Rice, again skips low. I think with the rain ever so slightly picking up, it looks like he's maybe having trouble with the grip on the baseball. Here's the 3-0, and there's strike one. Swinging out of his shoes on that one, and he got him. Out number one, so Rice retired on strikes. And that brings up Adrian Gonzalez as we introduce the Cherry Hill Pitman Club, looking for their first championship since 2019 here on DWB. Let's take a look at their lineup, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. For CHP tonight, Billy Rice leading off in the pitcher spot. Adrian Gonzalez at short, batting second. Scott Shaw in center field, batting third. Chris Rollins as the third baseman, batting cleanup as first pitch. ball. Montana Millward in right field batting fifth. Luke Lesh at first out of Ryder. Stephen Massaro in the 7th spot at second base. John Wallace behind the dish, and William Cavender in left field. Hold on, folks. Just putting the umbrella up because the rain is picking up a little bit here. That'll be a foul ball. Yeah, excuse us while we fix some things. 1-2 count. That one misses. Wind blowing out to center field tonight. Yeah, that one's gonna miss upstairs. I gotta cover something. We gotta get that power through. Hold on, folks. Dealing with some extra rain here. Oh, and that one hits Gonzalez. The ball got away from Sammartino. And that'll be a free pass of the painful kind for Adrian Gonzalez. So here is Scott Shaw, the center fielder. Danny Vasquez was talking before the game about the wind shifting in after, after the rain comes through. And I mean, right now it is the heaviest mist you're ever going to see. It's misting, but it's not really. I mean, it's kind of raining. It reminds me of when we did a game versus Haddon Heights and Audubon earlier this year, except the wind wasn't so intense. There's a strike called. Gonzalez on first base after the hit by pitch by Sammartino. There's a strike called. Strike 2 there. Shaw with a 2-strike count against him. He's got the third baseman Chris Rollins on deck for Cherry Hill Pitman. Grounds this one out towards second. Vasquez could turn 2. There's 1, and not going to get 2. That throw goes down the right field line. And Brown stepping on the bag there. Tagging Shaw to make sure that he made that turn, and there is out number 2. So here's Chris Rollins now. No score here in the first inning of Game 3. The do-or-die series. Roughriders could become the 10th team in Tri-County League history to amass a repeated championship. It was first done in the first and second years of the league with Grenlock in 1954 and 55. Rollins swings and misses there 0-1. Blackwood did it in 58 and 59. Westville 60 and 61. Haddonfield had the first ever three-peat in the league history from 70 to 72. Winona, which was coached by Harry Carter, the namesake for the Carter Cup, 74 and 75. And here goes the runner, swing and a miss, but the ball gets trapped behind the plate, and Shaw will hold up at second base. Miller All-Stars had the one and only four-peat in the series from 85 to 88. Dr. Connor had 6 titles in 7 years, 1995, and then 1997, 98, 99, 00, and 01. So 5 titles in a row. And then Belmar had a three-peat, 08, 09, and 2010. And then the Gardens of Vineland, the most recent to do it, in 2017 and 18. And for a league that's been around since 1954, 10 repeat champions isn't the craziest thing in the world. Rollins strikes out swinging, and we're through one here from a rainy Alcyon Park. No score. Top of the second inning here from Alcyon Park. Please excuse us. My producer Vincent has gone to grab the tent. We didn't think it was going to rain, but here we are. So please excuse the interruption in the well, not the interruption, but the lack of score updates while we get this squared away, as there's a strike called to Jake Swerdloff, the number 5 hitter out of UMass Amherst. A grad student there. Looks like he's got it, so here's the 3-2. That is ball 4. Bit of a contentious call, but that'll be ball 4 to Jake Swerdloff. And a runner is on first here with nobody out. But how about a 73-degree day for the championship game? I mean, that's darn near tropical. But everybody's kind of having issues with the grip right now. You know, not a lot of guys are being able to grip onto the ball well, which is why this game has kind of slowed down a little bit. Everybody's getting used to playing in this light rain. There's a strike called. So Swerdloff with a walk. Still no hits yet for the Roughriders, but 2 base runners in total. And a 1-2 count. That one is going to be low, and he'll hold on to it. So John Wallace with a nice trap there, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Danny Vasquez. That one's going to miss, 3-2. After this at-bat, we are going to mute our mics for a couple of minutes so that we can set up the tent and make sure all of the equipment is safe from the rain. That's fouled back. And that's the great thing about a rain tent, is that, you know, this is valuable equipment. And we're making sure everything is taken care of. That one will miss for ball 4. And Danny Vasquez gets a walk. So we'll be on the air, but our mics will cut off for a couple of minutes while we set up this rain tent. All right, we're back on?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so Roughriders have two runners on the corners there, Swerdloff on third, and Andrew Brown on first. So we'll have to catch up with what happened there because we had a bit of an issue with our rain tent. It is up, and all the equipment is hopefully getting dry now, but just have to figure out how many outs there are. I mean, that's a walk to load the bases, but no, that's Vasquez on third. That is Vasquez on third. So, I mean, this is something that's out of our control because of the rain that's going on. So, and because our camera's even cut out for a couple of minutes there, we'll have to catch up everything and get our scorecard updated again. So. Yeah, so at the end of this inning, we will just call our buddy up there in the booth, Bill Cohen, and make sure that everything is squared away on that front, and make sure that everything is correct, so that we don't have an error. Fly ball into center field. Going over, Shaw has it, Vasquez is going to tag, throw is on the money, and he's safe. The Roughriders do end up scoring on the sac fly to center by Shane Daly. That brings up Eric Sabato. So, at least if we know where the inning starts and ends, that'll at least be a good focal point for where to go. But right now what we have is 1-0 Roughriders. And it's difficult to see out here too, with all the rain whipping around. It's throwing itself in different directions. It's not easy right now to be out here. Up and in, Sabato ducks down. That's going to go to the backstop. Both runners are going to advance, and he gets in there. So that moves Brown to third and Perkins to second. So yes, please stay with us while we have this technical issue. That one's hit out towards deep left field, and it's caught at the warning track by Cavender to retire the side. So we're going to get all this sorted out while we fix everything with our rain equipment. It's going to be, at this current time, 1-0 Roughriders. All right, Dane Sammartino out in the bottom of the second with a big swing and a miss from Montana Millward, and it's 0-1. So again, just still trying to figure out everything. What I have right now is 3 walks in a row, to, starting with Brown. And then where our cameras pick back up is in the daily at-bat. So we missed something with Carbone and Perkins. And then daily, let's see here. I'm trying to figure everything out. This one's cracked out towards short to third. He got him there. So Millward is retired. Out number 1 in the second. All right, so Daly had a sac fly to center field. So it has to be 2-0, or else there'd be 4 outs in an inning. So, and Sabato flew out to deep left. McKenna did not get to go to bat in the second. So, yeah, put a 2 up on the board, because what it has to be is that either Carbone or Perkins, because Perkins got on, Carbone did not. So Carbone is out somehow, Perkins got on somehow and drove in a run, and then which explains Swerdloff. But again, we're gonna get that confirmed, because our cameras did cut out during the period of our rain gear getting set up. That's a pop out to Perkins. And Lesh is retired for out number 2. I've got a lot of catching up to do on the scorecard, so it's going to take the next couple of inning breaks to get that complete. Again, thank you all for staying with us while we're figuring everything out. I didn't expect the cameras to get disconnected, but that's what happens sometimes. So thank you all for sticking with us and staying cool, staying calm. And I'm sure those that are watching at home are very happy that they're watching at home and not out here in the rain right now. I mean, it's tolerable. I mean, they can play in this. Just the wind is a little unpredictable, and all our gear is dry, so it matters for us at the end of the day. Here's the pitch from Sammartino. Fly ball in a straightaway right. Shea McKenna backtracking, and he makes a catch. Inning over. We are through 2 here in Game 3. Roughriders supposedly have a 2-0 lead.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Here at the top of the third, Shea McKenna getting the lead off. Here in what is now a rainy Alcyon Park. Still getting our stuff sorted out, but pretty positive now that it's 2-0 Roughriders because Carbone would be out, Perkins would get on with a single, and then Daly had the sac fly to center, and Zabato flew out to lefty in the inning. So that's what we have. We haven't gotten any phone calls returned from the league coordinator up there in the press box. Having some pretty busy work with the interns, but 3, 4, and 5 for the Roughriders here in the top of the third. But with an early lead for the Roughriders, we'll have to see if it holds through these innings, as that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Shea McKenna. And here's the cleanup man, Ian Murphy. He grounded out to short his first time. Swing and a miss. They're going to call a balk. Murphy made contact with it. Lesh is going over anyway, and it drops foul, but yeah, that play was just all whistle dead. So that will be a ball charged to Rice, and that moves McKenna to second base. So everything that happened after the umpire called a balk is dead. But that's what happens with position players a lot of times when they're on the hill, especially in situations like these. You know, you're not used to the normal cadences, and sometimes you get called for a balk. But it's not like Rice has never thrown before in his life. He has 16 innings this year. This is his 4th appearance of the campaign. But, you know, sometimes in situations like these, you get oddball pitchers. You know, Rollins day and night is the best CHP pitcher that they have. You know, Cottrell's up there as well as a natural pitcher from Eastern University. But like we said, Rice by trade, outfielder. Lay by trade, outfielder. Same with Millward, you know. So they've got some bullpen options, but to be frank, not many. That one is hit down the third base line and foul. But whatever hit Camden County last night and apparently caused great floods, because we didn't see nothing down here in Pitman. We didn't see any rain or any substantial rain down here in Pitman, but apparently home got hit hard. Murphy with a high chopper. That one goes into center field for a base hit. Here comes the throw from Shaw to the dish, and it won't beat anybody. That'll be an RBI single for Ian Murphy that makes it 3-zip Roughriders. Here's a line drive out towards Gonzalez. They'll throw to second for 1. Massaro turns, not in time, and Swerdloff gets on with a fielder's choice. So here's Vasquez. So all three runners have reached base here in the third, but one away after Swerdloff got on with a 6-4 fielder's choice. Three-0 count. Loud and clear there. Strike called to Vasquez, and it's 3-1. That is ball 4. So Vasquez reaches, and Rice in some trouble here. Infield coming in to meet with him, but an early lead for the Roughriders, especially in a league that is dominated by pitching. You know, the offensive outburst that we have seen from the Roughriders tonight is pretty interesting, and a lot of things have faltered here. You know, he has allowed all 4 base runners this inning to reach. A walk, a single, a fielder's choice, and now another walk surrendered to Vasquez, and that will bring up the number 7 hitter here for the Roughriders. That being, excuse me, I apologize, Andrew Brown. So Brown batting with 2 on. Runners on first and second. Player manager Swerdloff on second. Vasquez on first after the free pass. Rice with the first pitch. On its way. Line drive. Base hit in the center field. That's going to get 1 home, and everybody's going to move up. As now a base hit off the bat of Brown. I apologize. Brings up Carbone and loads the bases. No runs scored on that play. But that's a conservative approach by the Roughriders. So conservative that I forgot how many runners were on base. But that's what happens when you've done 95 baseball games. You kind of mess up on a couple of them. But still, prime opportunity here for the Roughriders with the bases loaded. That's the first pitch is a strike to Carbone. Poked foul down the third base line, and it's 0-2. Best thing that can happen for Rice here is a strikeout or even a ground ball double play. You've got 1 out, and 1 swing can get you out of this jam and headed back to the dugout, because the last thing you want is to exacerbate this problem and make it even worse for you going forward. That one is down, 1-2. Carbone not having any part of that one. And here's the thing, I mean, you know, it's bad enough that you've got somebody who is not, again, a pitcher by trade out there on the mound. But second of all, it's another thing that it's raining and the baseballs are wet and you can't always get the best grip on them. You know, this isn't Major League Baseball where you're seeing new baseballs being used every 6 or 7 pitches. You know, that's just kind of the way the game runs here in the Summer League. You play with what you have. Ground ball foul off the bat of Carbone, just hooked down the right field line. So here's the full count to Carbone. Popped up, playable down the third base line, but Rollins will let it go. Still 3-2. Rice has already been issued a balk in this frame with a 3-0 Roughriders lead in Game 3. Roughriders with a win tonight will be the winning their title for the second year in a row, and the 10th team in Tri-County history to win consecutive championships. Steps off, regathers. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The 3-2 from Rice is ball 4 and a bases loaded walk. That's where these games start to unravel a little bit, and it's 4-0. But look, Cherry Hill Pitman is no stranger, to making things happen out of thin air. Oh my goodness, Chris Rollins is taking the ball from Billy Rice. He's going to come in to pitch. Wow. He just threw 100 pitches 2 nights ago. He's going to pitch. Oh my goodness, I know they were talking about that in the rumor mill. I never thought he'd actually do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got nothing to lose. He's 36, but that's unbelievable. We'll be right back. First pitch for Chris Rollins is a swing and a miss. I actually can't believe he's on the mound right now. He threw over 100 pitches on Monday night, and 48 hours later, he's out here again. I mean, we heard some people saying that he might have done it, but more in like a sarcastic way of if he's actually needed. But gosh darn it, he's doing it. Whoa. Wind almost took down the camera. The umbrella almost flew away like Mary Poppins. But a rough situation here for Cherry Hill Pitman. 4-0. Roughriders have the bases loaded. They've gotten 1 run home on a bases loaded walk. Brown on second. You've got Vasquez on third and Carbone on first. So Rollins is going to be this unsung hero if he gets back into this game. I mean, this is exactly what happened in the semifinals. Grizzlies were up 5. And then Cherry Hill Pitman came back with a roaring 8-run 4th inning to give them not only the lead, but eventually 3 more insurance runs that got them their championship berth. Perkins takes outside, and there's a bases loaded walk. 5-0. So the change in pitching hasn't done too much yet. Billy Rice back in center field. William Cavender moves to right field, and Montana Millward moves to left. Or excuse me, Scott Shaw moves to left. He was originally in center. Here's the first pitch to Shane Daly, who had a sac fly in his last at-bat. One's inside. So this is the 8th batter of the inning, and there's only one out. That one gets away. Here comes Vasquez Brown breaking for the plate. He will score, and it's 6-0. Wow. And that Alcyon backstop is pretty deep, and it's got enough caroms to where you can score in that situation. So it's not awfully surprising. But that just adds another question mark for Cherry Hill Pitman in their road to getting back into this game in Game 3 of the Carter Cup Championship. I mean, obviously a very frustrated Chris Rollins, too. As after that wild pitch, that puts Perkins on second after what was his second walk of the night. He walked in the second, now he walks in the third. This time getting a bases loaded RBI. The camera's getting whipped around out here, we apologize. Right now, it's mostly just wind and a very light mist. Strike called. To Daly. That one is down. But Daly is the 8th batter of the inning. Sabato is the only other one to not grab a bat, and now that's ball 4. He has no grip on the baseball because first of all, he's coming in a game in a situation where the team is down, so he's frustrated. And as a leader of a team, he's frustrated. And as a pitcher, he doesn't have any control because the ball is wet. And now here's Sabato, the 9th batter to hit. And especially something like Rollins, who's a breaking ball specialist. You know, he likes, not overusing, but certainly using a lot of that breaking ball, especially into the righties. He uses that to his advantage. So the frustration combined with the inconsistencies of the actual grip on the baseball does not make this easy for him. So Daly walks to load the bases. Here's Sabato. Sabato ropes this one out towards left. It's foul. One, two. High and away. Two. Fix camera settings. Much better for the viewers at home. Ground ball, perfect timing too. That one goes out to third. They'll throw across to Diamond for out number 2. I'm surprised they didn't try to turn 2 there, but it does get another run home, and it is now 7-0 Roughriders. So they do get the second out of the frame. So here is Shea McKenna. He led off the top of the 3rd inning, which feels like eons ago, with such a huge frame that these guys have had, a 5 spot in the 3rd. Fly ball, shallow right. Looks like it's going to stay in the infield for Luke Lesh, and he makes the catch. Side retired, but the damage is done. A 5 spot across Billy Rice and Chris Rollins, the 2 vets of this CHP team, and they have so much work to do. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 7-0 Roughriders.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
Bottom of the third for CHP in a 5-run inning as the wind was so powerful it actually knocked our camera over. And now, now I've got to rub the dirt off this thing and also keep it from falling over again. So, again, we apologize for all the technical difficulties that we've been having tonight, but if you'd like to send a complaint, please email Mother Nature, because obviously I am not happy about this as anyone else is. But I'll tell you right now, that is Vic Oquendo batting. So I believe he's coming in. We'll have to see where he slots in the lineup. I would assume after Massaro, which would fill in for the John Wallace spot in the 8 slot of the order. There's a little tapper. That one is foul. So I'll have to see here. So Cavender is on deck. So yeah, this does fill in for the John Wallace spot, which is a little interesting. But a tapper out towards second base. Vasquez is there. Throw across is in time. Out number 1. CHP still with no hits tonight, after going down in order in the second and getting 1 hit by pitch in the first. And now here is William Cavender. First pitch from Sammartino is a strike. Cavender, formerly of Salem County College, but also of Pitman High School, so right around this local area, batting .233, 7 for 30, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 1 stolen base, and a .491 OPS. Cavender shows bunt and kind of tomahawks one, and there's strike 2. 1-2 count here. Sammartino is set. Kicks and delivers. That one is low. 2-2. As we said, Cavender 7 for 30. Dealing with the rain tonight. That one's outside. We've got a loyal viewer tuning in, the cousin of Mr. Cavender, Stephen Devaney, the all-time hits leader at Pitman High, who has called this field home for the past 4 years. Headed to Immaculata University in the fall. Cavender pops this one up over towards third, and it's caught by Andrew Brown. There's out number 1. He's tuning in from the Total Turf Experience, which is also where you can find one of DWB's sponsors. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School, the #1 option in South Jersey to make sure that your kid gets their license on time. Over 95% of students pass their Harper driving test on the first try. So if you like those odds, book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pitman, right off of Lambs Road. And also, happy birthday to Hudson Rue, the son of the owner of Harper Driving School and shortstop/third baseman for the Pitman Panthers. We'll be excited to cover them in the spring of 2025 during his senior year. Unfortunately, no plans for Pitman football this year. We've made a whole bunch of changes to the football schedule. Palmyra Riverside is out for week 0. We decided to move it to Thursday, September 26th versus Holy Cross Prep, in preparation for what's going to be a sweeping football schedule change. You know, what you saw or what you see on Instagram right now is a far cry from what we're actually cooking in the books, if you will. Rice takes up an in, but a lot of problems with walks today, especially from the Roughriders side, or excuse me, on the CHP side, in favor of the Roughriders, with Rollins and Rice having problems gripping the ball. Not an easy feat whatsoever. Rice smokes one into the right center field gap, but it's caught out in center field by Shane Daly for out number 3. That'll retire the side, and we're through 3. Roughriders are riding high on cloud 9, looking for another title. It is 7-0.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Top of the 4th inning, this broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. #1 place in South Jersey to make sure that your pet gets the healthiest and happiest diet you can imagine, with the healthiest and most organic food products available in South Jersey. Visit today 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. And also, for any small business owners interested in advertising with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, we have over 60,000 annual viewers on our DWB live streams. In fact, as we said, this is our 95th baseball broadcast of the year. So if you'd like to chip in and get your name in the advertising game, book an appointment for us so that we can film a commercial for you on site for as low as $250 for a 6-month deal. Send an email with an advertising inquiry to thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com, and we'll get right back to you with a flyer. As here's a flyer in the center field going back. Rice, he'll make the catch at the warning track for out number 1. So a deep fly out to center for Ian Murphy. And that's a smoother start to the 4th than the Roughriders envisioned, of course, with a 5-run 3rd inning. This will be a ground ball to 3rd, picked up. Throw is made over at 1st. Again, apologies for the shaky camera work. If you can hear, not exactly the most ideal conditions out here. I mean, right now it's just mostly the wind and a light mist, but it's also carrying the camera a lot further than we need it to, and it's making it a lot shakier than it needs to be. Like, I have to white knuckle this tripod to make sure that it stays upright. goes inside to Danny Vasquez. Pops this one up, but foul. So quickly 2 outs in the top of the 4th for the Roughriders as they are kind of coming back down to earth after that monstrous 5-run third. Fouled off again. And of course, with me staying in Pitman these last couple of nights, you know, I walked around Alcyon Park this morning and I saw the grounds crew at around 9:30 actually working on this field before the game, even though Pitman didn't get hit that hard with the rain. As Vasquez floats this one out to Massaro, who makes the catch for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Roughriders still holding steady, 7-0. Adrian Gonzalez up versus Dane Sammartino in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2, 3, and 4 for CHP. Still hitless after 3 frames, but a dominant 7-0 lead for the Roughriders here in the bottom of the 4th. And now that one got away, but he'll hang on to it. Two 1 count. Three 1 now. Line shot in the left, but it's foul. Count is full here. So 3-2 count. CHP not only searching for their first run, but still their first hit here off of Dempster. That one hits Gonzalez in the back, and for the second time tonight, he takes a painful free base to first. Saw it pop up in my Facebook feed today. Tad Kozanowski posted the 1994 Tri-County Championship game, which was broadcast through cable. Remember when that was a thing? Cable TV? On Channel 19. A game that Fuel X won over Washington Township over at Union Field in West Deptford, the first year that the game was held at Union Field. Because remember, it was only 10 years ago that Alcyon Park got a permanent fence in the outfield. On our Instagram, we have a little series running called South Jersey Archives, and we showed a video from 2012 of a Gloucester and Pitman game in early April of that year, and it was just a temporary fence in the outfield. So a bit of interesting South Jersey history there, but Tad Kozanowski, obviously a very influential member of South Jersey baseball. Of course, being a very great commentator and a very great leader over at Channel 19 at Sterling High School. That one's tapped foul. That one is popped up, over and out of play. Of course, if Sammartino ends up faltering here, I mean, obviously still no hits for him, but the great thing about the Roughriders is a lot of bullpen depth. You know, you've got Chris Brown out of Arcadia, you've got a couple of other guys like Mason Dobbs and Garrett Gordy, both out of RCSJ. As that one's a tapper foul. Of course, RCSJ two-time national champions, back-to-back seasons in the NJCAA Division III realm. Got to cover that Region 19 championship last year, in May, versus Northampton. What a great triple header that was. I mean, I couldn't believe it. 27 innings of baseball. But a lot of members of that team going on to do great things. Max D'Alessandro going to Towson, north of Baltimore. As this one is hit well into right center field, going back, and it is gone! Two-run home run, Scott Shaw. And that puts Cherry Hill Pitman on the board with a cherry on top. It's 7-2. Scott Shaw goes deep to right center field, to deep right center field, out towards us. And it's 7-2. Great piece of hitting there. Goes right out. I mean, Daly just had to turn and watch. And Shane Daly, Scott Shaw. But yeah, I mean, RCSJ has a lot of great alumni, and one of them right here being Chris Rollins. Led the team to a couple of great titles in the mid-2000s, got drafted by the Chicago Cubs, played briefly professionally with them, and then was a longtime assistant coach at RCSJ, and now is an assistant coach over at Rowan. But a lot of great members of that team. You know, you got Danny Kerr of Bishop Eustace, and of course Peter Dempster, who after this championship is announcing his retirement from organized baseball. We wish him the best. But that's why we're going to RCSJ in the fall. You know, that's why we're covering games for them, is because, you know, they're such a great crew to work with. You know, Brian Rowan, the athletic director, Mike Wolverton, the media director, such great people over there. And especially for us being a gateway to Rowan University, one of the best sports comms programs in the country. It definitely is good to have a media program that is stacking up to what the main four-year university has. Strike called to Rollins. That one skips away. By the way, that home run by Scott Shaw, estimated 391 feet. on the DWB home run board, our 42nd home run of the year across 95 games. As Rollins takes that one low, that'll be ball 4. And there it is out there. There's the baseball. Sitting over there in right center. We'll grab that in just a second. But a free pass to Rollins. I mean, that's a great piece of hitting there by Scott Shaw from that prior at-bat. You know, you're down, but these guys are always true and true, through and through fighters. That's what you're always going to see from these guys. So Sammartino, who allowed his first hit of the night after 3 hits of scoreless baseball, don't forget, Friday, August 30th, we formally kicked off the DWB football season with Collingswood versus Clayton at 6:30 p.m., about a 10-minute drive from where I'm going to be living in the fall. And then, of course, Saturday, August 31st, just got scheduled in the last hour and a half, the Penns Grove Red Raiders and the Paulsboro Red Raiders, 11 a.m. on Saturday, August 31st, from Paulsboro High School. And we are going to have a Thursday game. It's just a matter of what that game ends up being on that Thursday, August 29th, because we did move that Riverside game off of the 29th. So stay tuned on our Twitter and Instagram and our Facebook. DW Broadcasting on Twitter and Instagram, and Dan Wilkins Broadcasting on our Facebook. But what an amazing 95 games it's been ever since we did the Immaculata doubleheader on February 24th. As here's going to be a line drive to short that's caught, and he will get... We thought it was a double play. No. Rollins is out. That's a double play. That is a double play. A 6-3 double play as Rollins gets doubled off. And now here's Lesh. I mean, there was a little bit of confusion over that, and let's be honest, the reaction from the dugout was a little subdued. But how about that? Here's a strike to Lesh of Rider University, 0-1, home of the Broncos. There's a strike called. But so many great things about Pitman. I walked into a deli the other day, ordered a breakfast sandwich. Guy recognized me. He says he went to Pitman High. Didn't recognize him. I felt really bad about it. But that's what happens in a town this small and so homely. You know, I see people all the time that, you know, are viewers of the show and enjoy the coverage. And it makes me feel good about what I do. And it makes me feel good about, you know, the service we provide to South Jersey Athletics. Tapper over the first base line, and it's ruled foul. I mean, Pitman High's graduating class in 23 was, I think, less than 90 people. And then this year it was closer to 95 to 100. But still, you know, one of the smallest high schools in South Jersey, and whether in the next couple of years they'll be merging with Glassboro, I don't know. That's just something out of the rumor mill. But, you know, the pushback to it alone shows how strong of a community Pitman is, you know, being kind of a college town adjacent to Glassboro and Rowan. Probably one of the fastest growing universities in the U.S. right now. I mean, there were even talks of Rowan potentially being like a low-level D1, like joining the Northeast Conference or something like that, just because of how quickly the campus was expanding, how quickly people were joining the university. You know, and Jersey doesn't have a lot of Division I schools. You've got Rutgers, you've got NJIT, Seton Hall, St. Peter's, but not too many. Ground ball out to third. Murphy's got it, and he will beat Lesh to the bag to retire the side. But Scott Shaw with a 2-run home run to right center field, 391 feet. But regardless of how far it flew, it did what they needed to do, which was get Cherry Hill on the board. It's 7-2 after 4. All right, top of the 5th inning, Chris Rollins facing off against Evan Carbone after Vasquez ended the 4th. There is an intentional walk that was made to Andrew Brown, and that's going to set him up perfectly for a potential double play. They get 1, not going to go for 2, but they do get the lead runner, and Brown is retired for out number 1. It's time for DWB trivia time. Today's question is a flashback to the not-so-glory days of the Philadelphia Phillies. Today's question is, who had the highest wins above replacement, or short-term WAR, of the 2015 Phillies? The options are A, Maikel Franco, B, Aaron Altair, C, Ben Revere, or D, Odubel Herrera. That was the team that lost 99 games in 2015. That answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one's hit floating towards left, and that's going to drop for a base hit, so Perkins gets on base for the 3rd time tonight. And now 2 runners on as they threaten again off of Rollins. So here's Shane Daly. He's 0 for 2, pop out and a sacrifice fly, but also a walk. Strike called. Rollins kicks in, delivers. Here's a ground ball out towards 3rd. Actually out towards short. Booted by Gonzalez. Carbone got the green light, but eventually held up. That's going to be an error, and that gets Daly aboard, as now the bases are loaded. to bring up Eric Sabato. And what is already a game that has been topsy-turvy. That one is low. That one's a grounder out towards short. Throw to first. It's going to be late. And that gets the run home. They got the out, which was Daly at second base. Sorry, our camera didn't move again. It's been a little stubborn tonight with the wind, but that run does score on the fielder's choice. So now there's 2 outs, and it is 8-2. Rollins misses away on that one to Shea McKenna. And it's 1-0. But even though this is our last baseball game of the 2024 season, very excited for what we have in store for 2025. We already have a game scheduled for the upcoming spring. And how about this? The throw got cut off, and he's safe. He almost... I mean, Rollins cut off the throw from his own catcher, John Wallace. And then he threw it to second anyway and almost got the runner because Sabato started and then stopped again. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Whoa, that one knocks the batter down to the plate. That's going to send a runner home. The throw goes to his feet. And now here comes a second runner home. He's going to score. 2 runs come across on a wild pitch. And this game has gone from bad to worse. It is 10-2. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how that happens. The ball went to the backstop and then just he didn't get going. I guess the throw went awry in the infield. And now the bases are empty again. That is unreal. Foul ball by McKenna, bounces back onto the field. Now 2 strikes against him. I mean, that's just ridiculous what we've been seeing tonight. And the Roughriders, like we said, you know, look, they lost 3-1 in Game 2. And then they won Game 1, 3-1, same score. It's been a low-scoring series up until tonight. Rice makes the catch in center field, side retired. 3 more runs come across for the Roughs, including 2 on a very unusual wild pitch. We'll be right back, going to the bottom of the 5th.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Alcyon Park has gotten significantly drier since that rain spell in the second inning. But after an unfortunate frame that in the bottom of the fourth included the hit by pitch, and then how about that two-run home run, Scott Shaw? Rollins got aboard. That one's up and in. So Scott Shaw, you know, big silver lining for him is getting CHP on the board, and we thought that might have been a part of a bigger comeback, but now that the Roughriders have put up 3 runs in the 5th, you know, we really don't know what's next. Here's a high chopper out towards short. Perkins picks it up on the run. The throw is high, but he does come down with it at first for out number 1. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Visit today for your wholesale cabinets or wholesale kitchen cabinets and kitchen countertops at heavily discounted rates compared to big box retailers. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. But yeah, we were talking about before, a couple days ago, might have even been last week, I went to the a local deli here in Pitman, and there was somebody who went to Pitman High. I believe he graduated this year, and he recognized me. Because, I mean, yes, I had the DWB hat on, but still, like, I'm not the kind of person that usually gets recognized in the wild because I'm not a celebrity. I'm not famous. I do work for South Jersey Athletics, you know, in general. And, you know, I guess people recognize me because of that, but I mean, this was a tennis player, so I had never covered tennis before, so I'm not exactly sure how he recognized me or how he knew of my work, but I mean, he recognized me right away, and I felt bad because, you know, you always try to remember the people that remember you, you know, as you try to make the impact on the communities in South Jersey. As a ground ball to Vasquez is out number 2. But it puts a smile on my face, you know, with how many games we've covered this year, with 95 games under our belt. You know, there's a lot to be said about the progress that we've made because, you know, we've been covering Rutgers-Camden baseball. We picked up Camden County College. We picked up some RCSJ, some Salem County. The fact that we had gone from covering some, you know, mid-tier high school baseball games last year to now being towards the top of the rung with, you know, Division III college baseball, community college baseball, quality community college baseball at that, and also the top tier of high school baseball. Gloucester Catholic, Bishop Eustace, you know, the best of the best in South and Central Jersey. So we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. That's a ground ball back to the mound, and a close play ends the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. Roughriders riding high. It is 10-2.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
Top of the 6th inning. Rollins working so fast that we've already missed the first 2 pitches. Count as 1-1. 10-2 Roughriders in the top of the 6th inning. Chris Rollins starting off his frame versus Eric Sabato, or excuse me, versus Ian Murphy. There's a strike called, 1-2. We missed the trivia time in the bottom of the 5th inning, so let's get to that after this at-bat with the question of who had the highest wins above replacement of any player on the 2015 Phillies. There's a swing and a miss. The options for that were, why am I blanking on that one? What did you have for A? Michael Franco, Aaron Altair, Ben Revere, and Odubel Herrera. I made that question a while ago, so... Vince, you got a guess on that one?
I'm going to go with the guy with the strange circular swing, Odubel Herrera.
Yes, you'd be correct. Odubel Herrera had the highest WAR of the 2015 Phillies, a team that went 63 and 99 in the campaign. And I remember that season very well because that was the year where the Phillies would have lost 100 games, something that they have never done in franchise history. They've never lost 100 games in a year, but because Ichiro Suzuki pitched in the 9th inning of game 162 in a meaningless game between a bad Marlins team and a bad Phillies team, Marlins were losing by a bunch, so they put Ichiro in the 9th. He pitched, and because they did bad in that one game, Phillies won their 63rd game to prevent a 100-loss season. You know the second player on that 2015 team, second highest WAR? Chase Utley, the player that they traded in the middle of the season. That's how bad that team was. That the second most valuable player on the team was somebody who was only there until late July. I believe Altair was 3rd, Revere was in the top 5, and that one hits Swerdloff. So a 1-out hit by pitch gives Rollins some traffic to work with here in the top of the 6th. The crazy thing about this 10-run game, or this 10-2 game, is that Swerdloff, that was his 5th plate appearance of the night. As the first pitch by Vasquez, grounded to short, could be 2, takes it to the bag himself, hops a throw, and it's not in time. So a 6-3 fielder's choice gets Vasquez on and 2 away rather in the top of the 6th. That was Vasquez's 5th at-bat as well, which consisted of a walk, actually 2 walks, a pop-out, and now a fielder's choice to the resume. Here is Brown. Brown has gotten on base all 3 times tonight and make that all 4 times tonight. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single as Brown gets on base, and now 2 out and 2 on for the Roughriders. That was when Aaron Nola was a rookie too. His 2015 season was his rookie year after getting called up from LSU. And this is the real funny one. The 5 lowest ERAs on that Phillies team from 2015. Ken Giles with a 1.8, Jared Eichhoff with a 2.65, Genmar Gomez with a 3.01, Luis Garcia with a 3.51, and Aaron Nola as a rookie with a 3.59. The highest that year was David Buchanan, who had a 6.99 ERA in 15 starts with the Phillies that year. That was his final major league year. Finished his 35 start career with a 6.01 ERA. At least he made it. He made it to the big leagues, something that we did not do. So 2 runners on here as Rollins in relief. His first relief appearance of the season, and Probably the only one you're going to see in a long time from number 41, as there's a foul ball over towards the light post for Evan Carbone. Carbone was retired in his first at-bat, walked and reached on a fielder's choice. So in his 3 at-bats tonight, he has reached twice. That is ball 4, bases loaded. And this is the unfortunate thing, is that you never know what you're going to get with Summer League games. And sometimes one team just gets gassed and you've got, just this unfortunate, situation. Like, you can see it in the players' body expressions right now. They're disappointed. They are, maybe out of energy. You're down by 8 runs. This is your last Summer League game of the season, because whether you win or lose, you're packing up your dugouts for the last time tonight. A little bit of mist coming down here. Evan Carbone will be taken out for a 2-out courtesy runner. But just the expressions kind of say it all right now in this situation. It's obviously this game started as a very respectable ball game. A 2-0 game. Roughriders have had the first run scored in all 3 games this series. And they've scored in the first 3 innings in all 3 games this series. There's a swing and a miss. After the walk to Carbone, it's the number 9 hitter Perkins batting with the bases loaded. 0-1. High and away. 1-1. But I'm excited for the football season. I think we can put a lot more effort in the football compared to what we had last year. And with our schedule being a lot more open for football this year, we're doing a lot of Thursday games, a lot of Friday night games. All of our Saturdays are full now. So, and with the shuffles that are being made in the football schedule, they're positive shuffles. They're, maybe making the matchups a little better for the teams that we're covering. It's a lot better with what we have right now. That one is down. A 3-2 count. 2 outs, bases loaded. Looking to make sure that this game does not get any more unraveled. As all 3 runners go, and a fly ball deep to left. And it's off the wall. Shaw played it as if it was a home run. 2 runs are going to score. And that's going to be a double off the bat of Perkins. And in fact, that got 3 runners home, actually. It's 13-2. That's just a mental error there by Scott Shaw, though. I mean, he turned up like it was going to be a home run. I didn't see where the ball landed, but it hit off of one of the banners in left field off the wall. And that's what happens in a game like this, where the game has gotten out of hand. Sometimes your mind slips a little bit, and I think, with just the way he was playing, he wasn't playing back up against the wall waiting for the ricochet. And even if the ricochet does happen, it's not like a major league stadium where the wall is padded and the ball is going to bounce off the wall and rebound like that. It's a chain link fence with a very light tarp around it, and it hit off of one of the plastic signs anyway. So the ball's just going to, especially with the weather and with the wet grass, it's just going to sit in the grass. So I think that could have been played a little better. But CHP, 17-4 in the regular season. Coming into this playoff stretch as a number 2 seed with a little fly ball on the left. Gonzalez over. Shaw makes the catch, side retired. Another 3 runs come across. A bases clearing double by Sean Perkins makes it 13-2. Going to the bottom of the 6th in the closing hours of this one from Alcyon Park.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Dane Sammartino still working hard here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as the Roughriders are 6 outs away from their 2nd consecutive championship. As we said, this would be the 10th time in Tri-County history that a team repeated their championship run. It was posted on our Instagram earlier today, showing that deep history, as here's a shallow fly ball in the left, taken in for out number 1. Again, some light mist coming through, but nothing too prohibitive here. First was done in the 2nd and 3rd years, respectively, of the Tri-County history by Grenlick in 1954 and 55. Blackwood did it in 58 and 59. Westville again in 60 and 61. Haddonfield had a three-peat in 1970, 71, and 72. Winona did it in 74 and 75. Miller All-Stars in 85 through 88, a four-peat. Dr. Connor, of course, the most legendary dynasty in all of Tri-County history, went 6 for 7 in terms of their late 90s run, pretty much lined up with the Yankees dynasty. Won in 1995 and then went 5 straight in 97, 98, 99, 2000, and 2001. Belmar had a three-peat in 08, 09, and 2010. And then the Gardens of Vineland did it in 2017 and 2018. Gonzalez pops this one up over towards first. Murphy going over, and it's out of play. Actually, I apologize. That is a new pitcher out there for the Roughriders. Zach Welsher out of Audubon High School. Won their last 2 state championships with them in 2011 and 2012. The 7th and 8th for the Green Wave, the most of any New Jersey public high school. Fouled back. Of course, you've got your Gloucester Catholic and St. Augustine, who have plenty, but that is in the non-public circuit. That one is down to Gonzalez. Full count here to Gonzalez. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Welsher looking to get the final 6 outs for the Roughriders and give them their 5th championship. And Gonzalez stays alive, fouls that one back. Roughriders got their first championship in 1993, then did it again in 2006. Also in 2021, 2023, and will be looking for their 5th in 2024. But this is the 3rd time in 4 years that these two teams have met up in the championship, so they are certainly common foes. As here's a fly ball at the straightaway right. McKenna backpedaling. He makes the catch. So Gonzalez is retired. This will bring up Shaw, who had that 2-run home run. And again, that mist coming through again. You can see from the light post up here, you can just kind of see it coming through very lightly. Looks like they're making a pitching change, so yeah, Welsher's just going to get those 2 innings done, and that's going to be it. So, or those 2 batters done. So, new pitcher number 53, it looks like. Maybe Pat Doheny, not sure, but we'll be right back in the bottom of the 6th. Two outs in the bottom of the 6th. Roughriders lead this one handily by a score of 13-2. So this will be an interesting championship celebration if the Roughriders can hang on to this 11-run lead. We'll have to find out. I didn't get, or there isn't really available information on it, but the largest championship game margin of victory, I would imagine this has to be up there, as this one is launched by Shaw, but foul. Would have been nice to see him have that second home run. Would have been 3 RBIs, contributing to all 3 of CHP's RBIs tonight, but just couldn't get that one straightened out. Swings at one way high, and it's foul. Shaw again pops this one up. Actually straight away in the right. It's caught by McKenna, inning over. So 2 pitchers make up the 6th inning there. Welsher and 53 for the Roughriders. We go to the 7th. What could be the final inning of the 2024 baseball season is coming right next here on the MVP. Chris Rollins not giving up in any asset, as this is going to be a first pitch fly ball down the first base line. Lesh is there. Out number 1. So the Roughriders now are 3 outs away from their second championship in a row, as that was a first pitch fly out. Now bringing up McKenna. And there's a first pitch foul. Sabato and McKenna were the only men not to bat in the 6th for the Roughriders, but what a night it's been. I mean, 2 runs in that second inning, and then 5 in the 3rd. That made it 7-0. Shaw got them back with a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 4th, and then they've just been on a roll ever since. 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and obviously they did not have the game plan that they wanted to. I mean, obviously, some of the pre-game, pre-series mentalities were that they were going to save Chris Rollins until they absolutely needed him, but I mean, he did the job, or he didn't really do the job in game 1, because Roughriders beat CHP, and then Cottrell had a complete game in game 2, and this was a series that was dominated by pitching. So certainly a topsy-turvy series, to say the least, but I think it goes without saying that the Roughriders, even if their records don't portray them as the better team, their preparedness has made them the better team in this series. They had to go sweep Camden in the play-in round, which, being a team on the road in the playoff or in the play-in round, is not easy, but they did it and they swept them. Then they lost game 1 of the quarters versus Cinnamons and won games 2 and 3 to make it to the semifinals. And then they were squared up versus the regular season champions, CHBR, 18-4, mind you. So that's another piece of the puzzle. That piece of the puzzle right there. They lost game 1 versus CHBR, came back, won game 2, and won game 3. Not to mention the fact that game 1 went to 10 innings, game 2 went to 8 innings, and game 3 was another thriller. So now they're back here in a contentious game 1. Game 2, they were shut down by Sean Cottrell, and now they have put all doubts to rest here in this do-or-die game 3. And let's just say they have certainly done a lot of doing tonight. 1-2 to Ian Murphy, who grounded out sharply to short his first time, or his last time up. Strike 3. And there is out number 2. That will bring up Jake Swerdloff now, the player manager. Swerdloff tonight, 2 walks, a fielder's choice, and a ground ball. That one is downstairs, 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Or sorry, 2-1. Two and 2 after the foul ball. (13-2) Roughriders. They have been held scoreless in only 2 innings so far, and you can make that 3. Held scoreless in the 1st, 4th, and 7th as Rollins gets the strikeout, and they are 11 runs away from a championship, but ever more likely, the Roughriders are 3 outs away from their 2nd consecutive championship. We'll be right back as the Roughs in the black and orange look to take down the black and red once and for all. We'll be right back. Pat Doheny looking to close it out in the bottom of the 7th inning, 13-2, as Chris Rollins takes that one. With the Roughriders 3 outs away from yet another championship. Rollins pokes this one out towards left, and that's a base hit. Come on, camera. There we go. We'll have to scrub that down one more time. So excuse us. Some light mist again coming through. But Chris Rollins with a leadoff base hit here in the bottom of the 7th, bringing up Montana Millward. Or actually, no, they are hitting Sean Cottrell, the pitcher from last night who has a below 100 batting average. They're letting him hit here. That one's upstairs. So a bit of an interesting scenario here from Cherry Hill Pitman to go with kind of a wild card in a game that is most likely lost, but you'll at least put in the effort if needed. Doheny, the third pitcher tonight for the Roughriders, took over for Zach Welcher, who had a brief outing, and Dane Sammartino, who led the way in this one. There's a strike. I mean, Perkins had 3 RBI. Basically, everybody did something of value. So it's not all that easy to figure out a player of the game when pretty much everybody put their 2 cents in the jar. You know, they all did something of note, of value. Ooh. Sean Cottrell, the left field. It's gone. Sean Cottrell, who had 1 hit in 14 at-bats, just went deep. What just happened? It's 13-4, and Sean Cottrell just went deep. He's never homered in this league. So I guess the wild card did work. He just homered to deep left. Oh my. What in the world just happened? He just, okay.
I told you I wouldn't be surprised anymore.
Yeah, I guess call me a liar. There's a strike called to Luke Lesh. And it's 0-1. I cannot believe what I just saw. Yeah, Cottrell was 1 for 14 going into that at-bat. That's incredible. Had 1 home run with Eastern University in 2024 as a senior. And a base hit to left by Luke Lesh. And actually, as a sophomore at Eastern, he had 7 homers. So I'll give that to him. Small sample size, that's fair. He played a 2-way ball over at Eastern. Played first base and also was a pitcher, appearing in 37 games over at Eastern, a product out of St. Augustine. And I'll just note, that might have been the quietest home run I had ever heard, because it's a 9-run game now. Like, that is the equivalent of hitting what's that one internet meme with Chris Paul hitting a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 42 from the Western Conference Finals a couple years ago. That's basically what he did there. Now, don't get me wrong, CHP still has plenty of opportunities to get back into this game, but they are certainly just as the stats go, unlikely. And as he says that, a fly ball in the left field going towards the wall, and Sabato makes the catch up against the wall. So a huge catch in left there, as that retires Massaro, who drove a deep drive in the left field. And now here comes Jake Swerdloff. He takes out Doheny after the home run to Cottrell and the deep fly ball, along with a single. And we'll see who comes in here for the Roughriders. I don't know if they're just tinkering with what they have or having fun with it, because it is a 9-run game after all. You might as well. And yes, I think they're bringing in Sean Perkins. So we'll be right back here in the bottom of the 7th. Well, the Roughriders are certainly ready to go. They've got a runner on and one out, and are just one swing away from winning this championship. Now, I'm going to be dead honest with you. We don't know who's on the mound, because they have a number 9 out there, but it's not Andrew Brown because he's at third base, and it's not Chase Cooper because Cooper is a lefty and also started game 1 of this series. So I have no idea, to be quite honest with you, but here is John Wallace here in the bottom of the 7th. 13-4 game. Good start for the CHP club as Cottrell blasted a homer to left. That one's high and away. This inning has been very successful for them. The single, the 2-run homer, the single by Lesh for his first hit of the afternoon, and Massaro, who flew out to deep left. They're going to say yes. It's 1-2. To John Wallace of RCSJ with Luke Lesh on first. One swing ends this series. Or one swing could potentially end this series. 2-2. So Wallace at the dish. Looks like Cavender on deck. And this one is floated into right center field. That one will drop, and it's a base hit for John Wallace. That brings up, actually that will bring up Victor Okendo, excuse me. It will not bring William Cavender to the plate. Cavender originally was the 9-hitter, but I think CHP is emptying their bench in a situation like this. Just kind of a a throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks kind of situation when you're down by 9, but anything can happen. This is not a timed sport, so you never know. Strike called to Okendo. Cavender, who he replaces now, he was 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to this point. New pitcher for Roughriders is Martin Faust. Strike 2. So Faust, who came out of Haddonfield, 5.48 ERA and 6 strikeouts. Here goes a fly ball on the left. That's running in. It's caught by Sabato, and that is out number 2. The Roughriders are 1 out away from doing it again. We now go back to Rice at the top of the order. That one's up and in. Rice got the start, did not complete. Did not really complete much of the game. He got out in the 3rd after a 5 spot by the Roughs that kind of led to what we have now. There's a strike called. 1-1 to Rice, with Martin Faust of Haddonfield trying to get out of this jam in the 7th. Outside, 2-1. That one trailed away there on the changeup, and Faust is trying to get back into this at-bat here and trying to avoid this situation from being worse than it has to be, because it's a 9-run game right now. And a grounder up the first base line. They are 1 strike away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Billy Rice, the man who started this game as the leadoff hitter and started the game on the mound, could be the last opportunity for CHP. Roughriders on top all night, 13-4. A late rally by CHP. Will Faust shut it down? Here is the 2-2 pitch on its way. Lined out towards first. Murphy has it, and the Roughriders are the 10th team in franchise history to go with a repeat championship. The first since the Gardens of Vineland 6 years ago, and now being mobbed at first base. There's your Tri-County champions, the Roughriders. Their 5th championship dating back to 1993, and deja vu from last year. They have done it again with a new manager and a new core of players. They are remaining on top, and the trophy remains in Belmar. What a great game this was, a statement game for the Roughriders. You know, after losing to Cottrell, who basically acted as the one-man band on Tuesday, he got back into it here, and Roughriders just did not let off the pedal. 2 in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, then 3 apiece in the 5th and 6th to put this game really out of reach. And props to CHP for making this comeback possible, but they just didn't have it in the end. And for the 6th year in a row, the regular season champion does not win the Carter Cup. But even then, the 6th year in a row, regular season champion didn't even make it to the Carter Cup. So the Black and Orange will be champions once again here from Alcyon Park, and our Tri-County Summer League champions. We'll be right back with our player of the game and much more right after this. All right, looks like these guys are going to continue to do photo ops for a little while, so we will be right back with our player of the game and Jake Swerdloff, the player manager, with our final goodbyes here from Tri-County Baseball in 2024. Well, the Roughriders have done it. Back-to-back champions, just the 10th team in Tri-County League history to win multiple championships in a row. First to do it since the Gartons back in 2017 and 2018. You guys are a very lucky franchise to have what you have, with the fact that you guys had a great pitching performance from San Martino tonight and great leadership all around and a great camaraderie as a team. You know, you being one of the more, team leaders on this team, having to deal with having to step up in those shoes after Zay Ishmael left last year. You've always been one of the loudest voices in the dugout, and that's why we're interviewing you today, because, you know, you are a team leader. And how does it feel to have that championship back in your hands?
It feels great, man. It's always great when you can defend your title, and 3 out of 4, man. It's a great feeling.
And obviously, you guys have been known for having a lot of depth in your pitching this year. San Martino, among others, great pitchers to contact. And that's what you guys play yourselves on, and that's what you define yourselves as a team. But with this being your 3rd title in 4 years, beating the same team every time, you know, it's very impressive, to say the least. And with you guys being back on top, having to deal with a manager switch almost maybe a month before the season started, it was not an easy transition for you guys. So going into the beginning of the season versus now, how do you feel you guys have evolved as a team over these summer months?
You know, we just came together and learned how to have fun with one another. Swear did a great job putting the pieces together, and, you know, we just have fun and ball out.
Especially considering you guys were 3rd in the Central Division behind the Grizzlies and CHBR. Wasn't an easy trail.
Yeah.
You know, you guys were playing the number 2 seed in the league after playing Camden in the play-in, Cinnaminson in the quarters, and CHBR in the semis. And in those quarter and semi series, you guys lost the first game and had to fight your way back to get back into those series. So you guys are battle-tested. And we saw that tonight. And this entire series, you guys have been battle-tested and ready to fight whenever anything happens. So with you guys back in front and with such a great core for this Roughriders team, you know, with you guys having this championship back in Belmar, you know, how does this team, as one team, as a group of people, you know, you guys have had such great dugout energy all year. How does it feel for you and your teammates to be back on top?
Feels great, man. You know, every year when you start a season, your goal is to end up on top. And, you know, when you have a team that has the promise to do it, it feels really good when you get the job done.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you very much, Danny. Make sure you protect that Carter Cup at all costs.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in 2025 if it ends up in your hands again. Shane Daly, come up next. Of course, last year was a lot different. We had 6 people up here last year. Gasse was up here. Ishmael was up here. We had so many people up here. I think Welsher was up here too. But so many different things, and I don't want whoever runs the lights up here to shut the lights off on us mid broadcast like they did last week. So, Shane Daly, you know, you did not have a hit in the scorecard tonight, but you were a big game changer. Had that sac fly in the 2nd, and also had a big bases loaded walk in the 3rd. Even though this game ended up being somewhat of a runaway train, you were kind of the anchor to it as the leadoff guy. Been the leadoff guy almost all season for the Roughriders. You know, you led the way. You were at the front of the train. So having this championship now and being a big part of why the Roughriders broke out for 5 runs in the 3rd inning, you know, how did you feel out there today?
You know, it feels great. You know, 3 out of 4 never gets old. But I mean, you know, it's only one series. We'll be all right. So didn't end up coming on top. So.
I mean, hey, you know, it's still back-to-back championships. We were just talking to Danny, and we said, you know, look, this is the 10th team in Tri-County history to win back-to-back championships, and only the 3rd to do it since 2000, with Belmar with their 3-peat in the late 2000s, and the Gartons with theirs in 2017 and 2018. So, you know, you guys are part of great company. So, with you guys being on top, you know, you were a big part of what that outfield defense was this year. You know, you guys were able to sub out a couple of guys. Cole McKenna obviously got hurt during the series, and that was a little blow for you guys, but didn't stop you in the end. And with you being the leadoff hitter, having to lead the way, what did that feel for you to have that responsibility of being at the top of the card and having to lead your team through some tough games and ups and downs throughout the season?
You know, it's really nice knowing that everybody's got your back in the lineup, especially how deep our lineup is. So it's never too much of a weight on my shoulders, knowing that I have everybody behind me that has my back. So if I do end up not playing the best, I don't really have to worry about it as much as if I did play worse.
And you guys didn't have the easiest regular season, like we were just saying. 13-8 in the regular campaign, had to go to Camden for the play-in series. So you guys being this, almost immune to adversity was a great thing for you guys going into this game, because guess what? CHP had to start a center fielder as their pitcher, and then they had to bring in the same guy that threw 100 pitches 48 hours ago to get in through relief. So I think you guys played the cards very well. Sammartino is a pitch to contact guy, and if we didn't interview him last week, he'd be up here as well. So you guys played your cards very well, and a lot of that is thanks to your manager Jake Swerdloff, who of course came in April after Thomas Gosse left to go to Reading to catch for the Phillies. But you guys having a new manager meant that things changed a little bit in the dugout. So with you having a new manager and still having to play the same old baseball, how did that transition feel? And the success obviously being the same worked out for you guys in the end. How did that feel to adjust to the new position and playing a different kind of baseball?
I mean, having a good manager, Jake Sporloff, he's just an amazing player coach for us here.
As he just had a great grin there.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he agrees.
As he should.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys are a very successful team. 5 championships, with 4 of them being after the year 2000. For a lot of teams in Tri-County, they would kill to have the success that you guys have as an original team, or at least a team that's had 30-plus years of strong history, this being your 5th title. What's your plan for 2025? You coming back next year? What do you guys have in store?
Win. That's about it. Just got to win again. And then again after that.
I guess I can't argue with that. Thank you very much,
No
Shane,
problem.
and we'll bring over Jake Swerdloff for our 3rd and final interview of the night. That's a heavy trophy, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But it's heavy with pride, I'll tell you that. We talked to you last week and a couple weeks during the season about, what it means to be a first-year manager in this position. You've had a lot of success in your first year, and especially being a younger manager, a grad student at UMass, it's not like some of the other managers that are 40, 50, 60 years old. You're about the same age as the rest of these guys, and now, Thomas Gosse or not, you've got a championship in your belt. So, how did that feel to have such a dominant win to ensure your 5th championship in Roughriders history?
It feels great. I mean, you play to win. That's why you play the game. We came out early in the year. We knew what we wanted to do, and it just speaks to the guys I have on my team. It's no one guy puts themselves above the team. We have a great group of guys who are going to put the team first. That's what it takes to win a championship. So I just want to give all the credit to my players. Like they went out there each game, came ready to go, and we knew playoff time came. Like I told you last week, we were going to be ready to go, and we like our chances to win it all.
And you guys were definitely ready to go, especially with, that entire 3-game series that we saw was so topsy-turvy. I mean, a great performance in Game 1 from your guys, and then coming back in Game 2, getting, shut down in a complete game by Cottrell. Then you guys came out of the box, didn't or led for the entire game, 2 runs in the second, 5 in the third. You guys basically ended the game before it started, and that's got to be a good feeling to know, obviously not for sure, but be pretty confident in yourself for those later innings that you guys are in a good position. Even if it's not certain, you're in a good position. And even with Cherry Hill's rally in the 7th, you guys were still confident enough. You threw Pat Dehaney out there, you threw Zach Welcher out there, not exactly the highest workload guys on the team, so you get them the reps and they can be a part of this championship team too. So you guys, with the depth that you have, what I'm trying to say is, with the depth that you have, you guys have a good advantage of having a lot of those bullpen guys like Welcher, like Dehaney, like Chris Brown, and everybody else that you have, where, for those guys, look, Game 3, they had to start their center fielder. So how does it feel to have such a well-rounded team where you can go to so many different options on any given night?
Makes your job pretty easy as a manager. I have 26 guys on the roster and 26 guys who can play baseball at a high level. So we trust whoever goes out there on the mound. We knew Dane was going to give us a great start. We knew we didn't have to score 15 runs to win this game, but it's always nice when you come out early and swing it. And back to what you said yesterday, we were battling baseballs and they were just finding guys. So just keep the approach, barrel the baseball, and good things are going to happen, and fortunately it worked out tonight.
And good things did happen. And for you guys, 5th championship, third in 4 years against the same team, mind you. I mean, what a historic series this has been, except you guys have won pretty much every time against these guys. So doing it again for the 3rd time, and now back-to-back champions, just the 10th team in Tri-County history to go back-to-back, especially for a first-year manager. It's not like you've done this 5 times over. You've been a champion as a player. Now you're a champion as a manager. How does that feel?
It feels great. Like I said before, it's just credit to the group we have. They're a great team over there, so they've made the championship 3 out of the last 4 years too. That's a credit to the squad they have over there. But like I've been saying to everyone all year, and the Roughs come playoff time, the Roughs are the toughest team to beat in this league, and I think year after year we make that clear.
I think they should put that on a t-shirt. The Roughs are tough. Appreciate it, Jake. Thank you very much. And hold that Tri-County Championship trophy near and dear. So that will be all for us tonight. And man, what a baseball season it's been. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Shane. And thank you, Jake. I mean, it's been 95 games. Our first baseball game this year was February 24th. It was a doubleheader versus Immaculata. Then the next day, we came back to Rutgers Camden and did another doubleheader between RCGC and Camden County. The game time temperature for that was 36 degrees, I'll have you know. So we've been through it all. Rain, shine, sleet, snow, 100 degrees a couple weeks ago, and now down to 72 and rainy here in the first week of August. So what a season it's been. And I cannot wait for football to get started. You know, I was thinking a couple weeks ago what the football season would have in store, and my goodness, we're gonna have a good time. 21 games, maybe even more, depending on what I can cram into the schedule. I am so excited for what's next, and I am so thankful to all of my viewers who have given me the opportunity to fulfill my career and expand my endeavors and advance my aspirations through the art that is South Jersey athletics. So to everyone that is a subscriber, that is a viewer, that is a commenter, that's a contributor, whatever you do for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting to put us on the air, I appreciate it, and I hope that we'll be around for years to come, and we'll be right back here at Alcyon Park for many years to come. Whether it's for Pitman High, whether it's for American Legion, whatever it is, I hope we're back again this time next year. From everyone here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinators, Brandon the Kagerland, Keely Curran, and Anthony DePalma, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Liam Nolan, and Nelson Reeves, my producer who's been here for probably over half of those 95 games this year, because you did a lot of Thank You Classic stuff. That was 7 games in one weekend. Vincent Folks, I mean, what a job he's done, and he joined us in July of last year. His first game was actually here between Cherry Hill Pitman and the Gardens of Vineland. He's come a long way as a producer in the last year. A lot of what I do wouldn't be the same without what he does, because he finds time to be available to do this. He'll be at Camden County College this upcoming semester, and I'll be at RCGC this upcoming semester. So, it's always great to have such a loyal fan base. But from everybody, I'm Dan Wilkins. Roughriders win the Carter Cup Championship in 2024 by a final score of 13-4. Their 5th championship in franchise history, and their 2nd in a row, just the 10th team in 10th team in league history to win back-to-back championships, the first since the Gartons back in 2018. I'm Dan Wilkins. Have a good night, everyone. We will see you August 17th between RCSJ and Cecil College in men's soccer preseason. And then after that, August 27th with RCSJ and Camden County, men and women's soccer doubleheader. That's all for us tonight. 95 games done, 95 games through. Roughriders win it. Have a good one, folks, and stay dry.